welcome to another episode of Evolve. This is where we look at tools and practices for moving from pain to peace, from trauma to triumph, from worry to faith. Today we're looking at A Course in Miracles, Lesson 200, and we'll jump right in. Thank you for being here. Lesson 200, there is no peace except the peace of God. And we can use the word God to represent whatever resonates with us. Spirit, source, universal love, universal life, life force, unconditional love, the mind that is undisturbed, the peace that comes from within. There is no peace except the peace that comes from within us first. So let's read some of these lines here. Seek no further. You will not find peace except the peace of God, except the peace that comes from within you. Accept this fact and save yourself the agony of yet more bitter disappointments. There is nothing else for you to find except the peace of God, the peace that comes from within, unless you seek for misery and pain. This is the final point to which each one must come at last, to lay aside all hope of finding happiness where there is none, meaning seeking outside in people and experiences, accomplishments, material things, all hope of finding happiness where there is none, meaning they don't hold that for us. Laying aside being saved by what can only hurt, seeking our safety in a relationship, seeking our safety in another human, seeking our safety in being surrounded by expensive things. These things do not hold our safety, we hold our safety. So not seeking, laying down the habit of seeking our safety where it is not. And laying down the habit of making peace out of chaos, joy of pain. It's basically saying you're looking outside of you where your happiness isn't and trying to make it what it's not. You're trying to make an apple into an orange and you can't. If you want an orange, put the apple down and go find the orange. That's literally what's being said here, or figuratively. It's saying you're looking for your happiness in a world that is a projection of your own internal state and expecting it to give you something that for some reason you've forgotten you already have. I'll keep reading here. Yet you can ask as easily, you can ask just as easily for love, for happiness, and for eternal life in peace that has no ending. Ask for this and you can only win. Ask for what is true, ask for what you already have, ask and it is given. Seek and you shall find, if you seek where it actually is. To ask for what you already have must succeed. Ask for this, for love, for happiness, for peace that has no ending, and you can only win. To ask for what you already have must succeed. And to ask for what is false can only fail. Forgive yourself for vain imaginings and seek no longer what you cannot find. Forgive yourself, meaning shift your perception, let it go. Don't get stuck in guilt and shame. Oh my God, I've been, depressed for the past decade. It's okay. It's okay. Time is our tool, not our master. We gather gems of wisdom along the way. We learn, we let things go that don't serve us anymore. We break apart to break through. Forgive yourself. It's okay. We're here to learn. We are here to come home. We're here to discover. And through that, we must bump into things, fall down, break apart to break through. It's like a little seedling of grass breaking through the topsoil. It's not, I don't know if you guys have seen that in slow motion, but it looks quite violent. It's not like a peaceful, soft rising. And sometimes that's us. But let's talk about this idea of making an apple into an orange. Is basically seeking for happiness and peace where it isn't. So when we are looking at accomplishments to give us value, when we're looking at another person to give us our worth, when we're looking at material possessions to give us a sense of being fulfilled and having a place in this world and being joyous. They're temporary, and these moments of experiencing joy or love or value are fleeting, and they're actually empty. And so this seeking outside is a form of trying to change, manipulate, and get from the world. That's how we go about our day when we're looking outside ourselves for something we think we don't have. We are either trying to change the world, it's the cat, trying to manipulate the world into being something we need it to be, or trying to get something from it because we think we don't have it. And so coming from that place means that every relationship, every conversation, every experience we have has the underlying energy of trying to change, manipulate, and get from. And it takes away all possibility of peace. It introduces the possibility of guilt and blame and fighting. Well, if you're not going to be what I need you to be, then get out. I'm angry at you. If you're not going to give me what I need, and if you're not going to love me the way that I need to be loved because I don't have that in myself already, then I'm angry with you. You've betrayed me. We see this all the time with ourselves. If you don't act the way I need you to act, then I'm angry with you because you have my peace. You have control over my happiness. It's giving our power away. So it's looking at the world through the lens of not enough. We're basically already dissatisfied. We're already dissatisfied, and we've got this not enough track playing. I'm not enough. I don't have enough. And so you need to make me feel like I'm enough. This thing over here needs to make me feel like I'm enough. And I need to get so that I feel like I have enough and I'm safe and I'm okay. It's a place of desperation. There's a lot of fear. There's a lot of pain. And the Course is saying you can just as easily lay that down, put it aside like a toy you're done playing with, and ask for happiness and ask for peace. Ask for gentleness. Find your way home. And so they're basically, when it says seek no further, this is the final point to which one must come, to lay aside all hope of finding happiness where there is none. It's basically shifting from making the world an idol, meaning we've given it the power to give us our happiness. We've given the world the power to give us our sense of safety. We've given the people around us the power to give us our sense of being loved. We've filled them with characteristics and value that they don't actually hold, but we've created this mirage. We've made the world where we need to go get from. We shift, we lay that down, and come back to the realization that the world is a mirror to us, and it is reflecting what we are feeling, experiencing, and believing within us. From that realization, instead of trying to get, we try to be. And don't try, we just do. So when we interact with people and they're a reflection, then first we cultivate within us a sense of high, rich, deep, potent love, and let the people around us reflect that back to us because we're emitting it from our being. We cultivate within ourselves a sense of I'm safe. It's like that palm tree in the middle of a tsunami. It's back and forth, it's flexible, and it's safe. The storm is here and the tree is flowing with it, and when the storm is gone, the tree's back upright. I can imagine that if we understood that characteristic about ourselves, that we wouldn't panic so much when the storm and the winds and the rain came through. We would know, well, I'm gonna go this way, I'm gonna go this way, I'm gonna sway, and then when the storm passes, I'll come back to stillness. And in both scenarios, we're okay. That sense of safety within our body, within our mind and soul. Or you could use surfing as an example as well. Sometimes the waves are high, sometimes they're low, sometimes there's nothing. But learning to ride with it, learning to vibe with it, learning to either be active or low or soft, or we change how we interact. It's a dance with life from a place of knowing our safety, knowing our power, knowing our resilience, our resourcefulness, our creative energy, and our deep, deep love. And so we seek no further outside ourselves. We are those qualities. And the more we are those qualities, the more life reflects it to us. The more we are resourceful, the more the world will reflect resources to us. The more we are love, the more the world will reflect love to us. The more we are peaceful, the more the world will reflect peace to us. We are it first. And then it is reflected back to us. And from that place, we can start co-creating with the universe. And one of the lines here, it says, "You must change your mind about the purpose of the world if you would find escape." You must change your mind about the purpose of the world if you would find escape. Meaning, change your mind. The world is not somewhere we go to get. The world is not something we're here to manipulate or get from or change. The world is a reflection of what's going on inside here. So let's go here first and remove all the things that are blocking us from love. Let's go inside first and heal all the illusions we have about not being good enough and know our value first. Let's go inside and untie the knots of anger and start to forgive, and then let the world absorb and reflect that back to us. So we shift the lens. Yeah, once again, you must change your mind about the purpose of the world if you would find escape. So is the world here to give you something you don't have already inside of you? Because that's lack, that's scarcity, that's separation, that's limitation. Or is the world reflecting back to you what you are, your magnificence, your light, your wholeness, your power? And the more you be it, the more you rise into that, the more the world reflects it back to you. And it becomes this beautiful building inertia, momentum of light, of love, of what's possible here, what opportunities here, where can I be more loving? Like, play with it. Like, go out into the world today and be that which you previously were looking for outside of you. Go be it. And watch and feel the world react to you differently. Decide and even write it down for yourself. What have I been looking for outside of me? Happiness, joy, laughter, playfulness, validation, inspiration. How can I be that? Like, imagine if somebody were to show up in front of me right now and give me that thing. Give me that sense of just being embraced and loved and what would that feel like? How do I give that to myself? How do I embody that? Because we do have that power. And then once you embody that and walk out into the world that way, believe me, the world can feel it and it will reflect it back. Or that sense of being abundant, prosperous. It doesn't matter if it's reflected in your bank account right this very second. It's never going to be reflected in your bank account if we still walk around with, oh my God, I don't know if I can pay this bill. I don't know where my next paycheck is coming from. I don't know how to do this. You may not know exactly the pathway, but what you do know is you're resourceful, you're unstoppable, you're resilient, and you're abundant. You can create opportunity wherever you look. There's possibility in every breath you take. Just by the virtue of you being alive, there's hope. And if you have faith and you infuse that faith with every conversation and you take proactive action, you're unstoppable. It's inevitable that opportunity will flow to you. Be the embodiment of opportunity and it will flow to you. Believe that this day offers magical potential and possibility and miracles, and it will flow. Thank you so much. Please feel free to comment, ask questions, share stories. I'd love for this to be a dialogue. Have a gorgeous, beautiful, blessed day.